Click continue. All right, folks, we've got the USA Canada updates, Canadian soccer update. It should be a somber few minutes here, but I think like most of the Twitter land and the soccer world in Canada, regardless of that we lost, I think people were pretty pleasantly happily after that game, if that's even a sentence.
Pleasantly happily?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to overcompensate for our pre-recording talk about youth soccer in Ottawa. So it's like I need like an injection of a rainbow into my veins right now to make me happy.
You're right. I was pleasantly happily after the game. I thought I watched like 60 of the 90 minutes because of my youth soccer commitments. Anyways, long story short, I thought Canada played well. I thought Canada on the majority of the game outplayed the US. I thought, it's a good performance. I won't say great performance, and I think Herdman said it, you got to win these games and that's what matters now. And they didn't. Yeah. So I don't think we should be the lovable losers, and I don't think we should be taking that much solace out of the performance. I think we can take enough out that we're not poor and we are where we think we are and where we can compete with these teams. And the next step is obviously, can we start beating these teams? And we didn't do that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point because there is that side where it's like, well, if you're going to lose now, if you're going to lose, now's the time. But then, that's kind of that mentality that you mentioned. Like, why lose then? Just don't lose. How about that? Like, and I think Herdman is like that. Like, he's very win. Like, he's no excuse kind of guy. He's a strong mental coach.
Yeah, I think like if you look at it and you want to do the whining and that after, like two very, very, very strong penalty shouts as well.
Yeah. That's true too. Yeah.
My opinion on the first one, the guy is supposed to be in control of his body and he basically sat on him. So then he rolled around like he was also hurt, like deflecting. Like
he actually left the game though. Like that's crazy, eh? How did he hurt himself? I don't get it.
Right, but I don't care. Like you're still in control of your body. You got hurt because of that, and you did it in the box. So I'm sorry. That one to me was 100%. The other one is a strong, but that one to me. So yeah, it happened, and it's an excuse at the end of the day too. But
yeah, so they went the regular 3-5-2 kind of Canadian new model. Crepeau and net, Miller, Vittoria, Johnston at the back, Larea wide right, Buchanan on the left, Piette and Fraser and Hoylett kind of at the top of that little midfield with Laren and Akinola up front. And we'll just get it out of the way quickly because it sucks and I don't want to beat it to death, but Laren and Akinola both out for the tournament now. Akinola out for a year, ACL, brutal, like devastating for a guy who chose Canada, finally came in, starting to play with TFC like that. It just sucks. And I'm hoping, you did your ACL before a while back, but I'm hoping that and I'm sure at this level, medical science is so good that he doesn't lose a half step or, I don't know. It's every time I see that, I don't care if it's my most hated player. It just sucks. It sucks for players for that to happen.
Yeah, I think it's like it's advanced enough where they should be able to 99 to 100% recover, but where it'll be is obviously mental. Like, back in my day when I had surgery or whatever, it's the mental piece. So yeah. I only wish him the best. Losing him hurts. It hurts for depth. It would have been great for him in the qualifiers. Laren's the more pressing one to me, and I guess it was a little bit more precautionary from what I'm reading today.
Yeah,
which is the right
call. 3 weeks, like 3 weeks. They're saying just get him for September, for God's sake.
Yeah, so it's the right call to put him out now.
Yeah. So that's the bad, frustrating part of that. I will jump on a player that I've loved for a while, and a lot of like we were kind of just talking about before. Like, if you look past like the Ronaldos and the tricky and the fast and this, Liam Fraser to me. His ceiling is so high. I think TFC are absolutely outrageous for loaning him out this year because he should be playing every week for TFC, and I love this guy.
Yeah, he's a quality player. The loan's a strange one, especially that they're not doing that well. Will they bring him back now with Armis gone? Maybe, I don't know. Or is it
Yeah, I
like,
don't know if they're allowed. I
are
don't
they
know how it
allowed? Is the
works.
deal a
Yeah.
year? I don't know, but yeah, it seems like a strange one. I feel like there's got to be more that us two idiots don't know about, and that was
Yeah.
behind the scenes. Quality player, quality player. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just a great ad for us again.
Yeah. And so here's my question as a coach, and I'm just gonna be Mr. I'm gonna be Mr. Couch quarterback, whatever it is, armchair quarterback. When Akinola went down in the 24th minute, we're playing this 3-5-2 with Hoylett at the top of this little diamond, and then two strikers, and he brings on Osorio, and I find that kind of changes. Why? I mean, why not for me? And maybe it's just the new choice syndrome. Throw Corbianu up front and just say, like I don't know. That's what I wanted anyway. Maybe it's more conservative to bring on Osorio, put Hoylett up front. But I don't know. Was that not screaming for Corbiano to come out and just do his stuff? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I
I
think
hate.
he went with like his veteran, and we talked about, I think, on a show before, where he has a lot of faith in Osorio. So I think it was like, if he plays Corbiano over him, I think he was probably worried about how Osorio reacts or others. Is that the right call? I think it was. I like Osorio probably a little more than you do. Um, should he think like that if Corbiano's really the better sub? No, he shouldn't. But that's a tough one. And it's a good armchair quarterback discussion, because Corbiano is a pretty explosive guy, pretty raw. It could have been one of those, like, like, throw him on. He's young, exciting. He has no fear yet because he doesn't even know how much pressure he might be under, and they don't know him.
Yeah. I feel, I don't know, something. I know Herdman obviously sees something that we don't, but Corbiano just doesn't seem to be either trusted, or I don't know if he's there just for the experience on the bench, but he's not. He's made zero impact in the qualifiers, zero impact here. It's just, I don't know. Maybe we just cap tied him, and we're like, okay, let's see how
No,
you
I think
develop.
he's I think he's probably like young player. That's a word now, young playering. He's like, just, I think he's blooding him into the team slowly over
Yeah,
time. I think he could probably be fast forwarded a little bit in certain circumstances, especially off the bench. Like, he's dynamic, so I think he's a guy, when
yeah,
you're down, you want off the bench. If you're winning a game, or you're in a game against US and it's early, like 20th minute, maybe not, but like last 20, last 10,
yeah,
like, that's a kind of player. We do have a lot of depth, but not that much. And you lose a Nakanola and a Laren. Like, there's a guy that could come in and give you some explosiveness. So yeah, I don't know. I did expect a little bit more from him off the bench.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that early goal was killer, obviously, and from there on, we kind of pinned them back and just played. And I mean, sucks that we couldn't score. We didn't break them down. USA I mean, whatever, low block, this block, mid block, whatever these new age terms are that people love to throw around. And,
Yeah.
they did it right. I don't care what it looks like. And it's just like Herdman said, you got to win. And they won. So now we have the harder path. And I think, what is it? Jamaica and Costa Rica tonight. We play the winner of that game. So
It's going to be interesting. What are we going to do? What are we going to do without those the two forwards? What do you think?
there's talk of calling people in. You're allowed, but with COVID protocols, it's just impossible. Like, they're talking about Acandello from the MLS or some front player cover, but with COVID, I don't know how on earth they're going to do that. So
Yeah, but are you going to call them in and start them? Like, what would you take from the camp? Would you put Pasher in?
I would like to see Pasher, but you still have Cavallini and you still have Hoylett to play up front, and Corbianu, if he's, but I'm really hoping Patton's available, or Peyton or Patton, whatever it is.
Like, I keep calling him Pasher.
Pasher or Patton or you know what? Pasher can play there, but we got that Patton guy.
I meant
So
Patton. I'd like to see him actually, like, in an
yeah,
attacking role.
yeah. So I mean, there's still a lot of players. I just hope that they get the trust and they get to play.
Well, it'll probably be Cavallini and Hoylett to start.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah.
So
Makes
I mean,
sense.
again, with all these injuries and missing players, we have Cavallini and Junior Hoylett starting up front. That's pretty damn impressive.
You got to think that that's like a positive out of a negative, and another positive out of a negative. Like, they got scored on in the second minute. The crowd went bananas. It was early. Like, you can crumble in that situation.
Yeah.
And they didn't. That's a lot. Like, credit to them, like, taking the positives out of it. Those are some big positives to have there.
That's true. We're not remembering that was an away game in the USA. like that again, that's not an easy game for anybody.
No,
So that's true. I forgot about that. It was kind of fun to see supporters in there
it
after
was
so
amazing.
long. But
It was
yeah,
amazing.
anyway, that's that, and we're gonna see what Herdman has up his sleeve, and watch tonight if you can, if this comes out. Jamaica, Costa Rica. I mean, that'll be a good game, and see who we're playing against. The quarterfinal will be Sunday, the 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, so I'm pretty pumped about that. And yeah, so either Jamaica or Costa Rica, that'll be interesting. Big test. And don't forget also, even before that quarterfinal on the 25th of the Gold Cup, the women play starting tomorrow, the 21st at 6:30 a.m. So set your alarms, bring out your roosters, do whatever you got to do. And then on the 24th, they play as well at 3:30 in the morning. So maybe PVR that one.
Yeah.
Don't get up, or get up if you want. Yeah. So anyway,
That's exciting, man. I can't wait. I love Olympics. I'm
oh,
dying to see them go.
I love the Instagram every day. It's like
Yeah.
Sinclair's like 1 or 2 more days, one more day, and I'm like, you're right. And I'm like, I just want to snap my laptop in half. I'm so ready. I think they're so under the radar. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's they definitely are under the radar as opposed to maybe some of the other tournaments.
Yeah.
Tough group,
Yeah.
tough group, but man, I'm excited. So let's see what
Yeah.
happens.
So yeah, we'll probably jump in after either one, the first or the first two women's games, and recap those. So anyway, stay with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to be streaming. What a
Stream
stream.
positively, happily streaming.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be posting a lot on here anyway. So thank you, and let's go Canada.